What's going on, my beautiful people? Coach Bill here. I hope all is well. And in this video, what I'm gonna do is a 15-minute follow along stretch routine catered to beginners or pretty much anybody who could use a little bit more mobility in their life, which is pretty much the entire population, because most of us, believe it or not, we're sedentary or we're standing on our feet all day, and we could all use a little loosening up in our life. So with that being said, if you are new here, make sure you like the video, comment down below on what you would like to see me go over next as far as health, fitness, and wellness goes. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, do the whole thing. And even if you are new here and you've been subscribed, make sure you like the video and you comment down below, man. I like this engagement. I want to make sure we build a beautiful community of people who are killing it every single day, making some serious gains. But with that out of the way, we're gonna get right into it. So the way this is gonna work is with each stretch that we do, we're gonna hold it for about a minute per stretch. The stretching routine is gonna consist of dynamic and static stretching. The reason for this is at the moment of me doing the stretch, I'm actually not warm. And it's important that we always make sure that we stretch a muscle when it's warm. The reason why is because if a muscle is cold, it is more prone to being pulled or strained, and that's the last thing we want. So in order to combat that without having to do a bunch of jumping jacks or anything like that, because I honestly don't want to sweat right now, what I'm gonna do instead is go from a dynamic stretch into a static stretch. And the beauty of this stretching routine is all you're gonna need is a mat. So as you can see here, all you're gonna need is the mat and possibly a pillow. So I have a pillow on standby in case of some of the positions where it may be a little harsh on the knees. So just make sure you have those two things on standby and you'll be good to go. All right, my people. So the way I'm gonna do it, I have the timer, have it for 15 minutes. So it's gonna be 15 rounds of different stretches. So the way I do stretches is very unique. It's more free flowing than anything. However, the theme behind each of these stretches is I want to make sure that each of these stretches, it's possible for all of us to get into the position, because a lot of times with most of the videos that people have out there, people out here all contorted, leg behind the head and all that crazy jazz. And honestly, not all of us could do that, at least not yet. So I want to be able to create something that's feasible to the masses, that pretty much anybody can do and can get right to it. So with that out of the way, I'm gonna get the timer. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1. All right, so the first one we're gonna do is a dynamic toe reach. So we're gonna reach for the toes and then back, just like so. Make sure you point the toes up to also get some lengthening going on in the calves as well. The calves are the muscles down here in the thigh, the gastrocnemius and all that stuff. You don't need to know all the technical terms, but just the way I like to talk, right? So just nice and smooth. And if you can't reach for your toes, listen, that's fine. The goal is to eventually reach your toes. If you can't reach your toes, what you can do instead, just kind of reach down, nice and easy. Also, know that with this stretch, you're also loosening up the lower back as well. So it's a wonderful stretch to do for not only the hamstrings or the calves, but also the lower back. Full posterior chain lengthening, all right? So a couple more of these, and then we're gonna get ready to transition to the next one. Now, a static stretch. Boom, 1 minute, single leg right here. So we're gonna have one leg out, this other leg, could bring it in, and you're just gonna reach. Boom, reach for the toe. You can't reach the toe. Hands, grab the bottom of the leg, pull in. And now we're just gonna hold here for a good minute. Now it's very important to keep in mind, when you're holding stretches, focus on smooth breathing to help relax the muscle. When it comes to stretching, you never wanna overexert yourself and put yourself in a compromised position, or you shouldn't be feeling like a crazy amount of pain. It should be a soft release as you're stretching the muscle, okay? Nice, smooth release. So like, I'm not the most flexible guy either. That being said, just doing subtle stretches like this in my morning, in my evening, it helps out a ton. So we're gonna switch sides, boom. Same thing on the other side now. Same exact concept. Now the reason why we also do unilateral stretching is because you may realize that you have one side that's actually looser than the other. Like for me, my left side feels a lot more limber and a lot more loose than my right side. So sometimes maybe you would want to go back to the right side to give it a little bit more mobilization. Sometimes you don't need to. So it's all on an individual basis, depending on how you're feeling on certain days. Certain days you may feel tighter on your left than your right, and vice versa, right? But it's very important that with each stretch we do, that we're able to do both bilateral, which is 2 limbs at once, and also unilateral, 1 leg at a time. So a couple more seconds on this side. Yeah, this side honestly for me feels very, very loose right now. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Next one now. We're gonna go into the butterfly stretch. So bottoms of the feet. You're gonna pull them in, hold, and then you're gonna just shift side to side like so. Some people, they'll be stuck up here, and that's fine. If you're one of the people who, when you do the butterfly, you get it here, that's fine. Just all you're gonna do, push down until eventually you're flat. And then when you are flat, you pull in. Now, if you're one of the individuals who are stuck here, you could do a little bit of both. You could push down and pull in at the same time, doing minor pulses, and you could still get a fantastic, fantastic stretch out of it. So just keep doing the same thing right here. I'm gonna go back to my regular position to get a little bit more out of it. And once again, the key with this position, make sure you keep neutral spine. See that? Nice straight back, pulsing. Got a couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right now we're just gonna do simple static hold. We're just gonna hold it. Right? Make sure lengthened upright posture. Hold the good stretch from this side. As you can see, we're here, we're lengthened. Lean forward. Try to minimize the amount of back rounding. The more lengthened you can be throughout your spine, the deeper the stretch is gonna be. I could easily fold over and lean forward, but I won't get as much out of the stretch if I stay upright and I simply hold. This stretch right here is fantastic if you're somebody who sits around all day. One of the many stretches that are fantastic if you sit around all day, along with the hamstring stretch as well. Being that the hamstring stretch, when we're sitting, our hamstrings are constantly in a contracted position. So for some people, they can be tight. Depending on how you sit, sometimes it's lengthened, and then vice versa. When we're sitting all the time, we're kind of like stuck in this posture. So this often is tight, so mobilizing this is crucial. Okay, so now, the next stretch we're gonna do is gonna be a kneeling stretch. So check this out. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna kneel like this. For some people, this is good enough stretch. We're focusing on mobilizing the quads, the front of the thigh. We're also focused on mobilizing the front of the calf, right? The soleus, right? We just mobilized the gastrocnemius. Now we're focusing on mobilizing the soleus. Oh, I'm sorry, not the soleus, the tibia, the soleus, the tibialis. So we're mobilizing tibialis, mobilizing the thighs. So right here, for most people, this is a good position. If you really wanted to make it more intense, you can always gradually back up. And as you back up, you can even bridge up. That really is gonna help open up those thighs. This one, at this point, since we're pretty much warm, I like to do a little bit of pulses. Sometimes I'll hold it. So now we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna get back. Isometric hold. Less dynamic, just kind of chill out here. And once again, if you want to make it more intense, just gradually work your way back. Hold it here, nice and easy. Just focus on your breathing. And remember, if there's any moment during the stretch that you feel some sort of discomfort, you can just simply stop. You don't have to continue doing the stretch. Just stop and just go about your business. But yeah, nice and easy, just hold, relax the body. If you want to, you could shimmy side to side to feel a little bit more mobility. You could go even further back if you want more of a stretch. But this one right here is definitely one of my favorite stretches. So from here, we're gonna transition now into the next unilateral leg stretch in the next 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now next stretch, we're gonna do pulsing lunge stretch on one side, right? So what we're doing here, 90 degree, simple enough. Lean forward, go back. Make sure the glute, squeeze that joint, right? I don't want you, I'm not just having you do this and arch your back. No, 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 no. Tight ass, right? Apretado, you know what I mean? Forward, back, nice and easy. Pulses to really help open up the front of the hip capsule. If for whatever reason you feel some discomfort on your knee, take the pillow, boom, right there, money, same thing. Feels nice and better, nice and comfortable. See, I knew the pillow was gonna come in handy because for me, even though I have a thick mat, sometimes it bothers me, all right? So a couple more pulses. Just really help open up the front of the hip capsule, making sure we keep an upright posture. 2 and 1. Now same thing on the other side. We're gonna switch, boom. Now squeeze that left glute, upright posture, pulse. Remember, it's not about, you don't have to go all the way here. This is not doing nothing for you, right? What's doing something for you, squeeze the glute and lean forward. That's what's really gonna help open up the front of that hip capsule. So over time, as you do it, it improves your mobility. So then you'll notice with each pulse, you'll be able to get lower and lower, and it'll feel more and more intense. And remember what I said earlier with the hamstring stretch and the groin stretch, the butterfly. You don't ever want to put yourself in a compromised position where your body, where you're feeling too much pain. A stretch should not be painful. It should be, you will feel something, you'll feel some sort of discomfort, but it shouldn't be pain. Like on the threshold of 1 to 10, it should be no more than a 3, okay? Boom, so from here, we're gonna go back now. Static hold, we're gonna go right leg, here, lean in, squeeze that glute. Now with this, you're gonna twist the body away. What this is doing now is further opening up the hip and also helping open up the psoas, right? So same thing, we're here, mobilizing the psoas, just holding it, isometric stretch, static stretch, just holding the position, deep breathing, relaxing the body, easing our way into the stretch. And you notice as you continue to gradually breathe and maintain that breath, the stretch becomes easier and easier, and you can fall deeper and deeper into it, as you can see I'm doing at the moment. So now we're gonna get ready to switch. Boom. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Right? Here. Boom. Twist. You can also, if you really want to, you can reach over. Do the same thing. But for now, I'm gonna do it this way for the beginners. Right? Same thing. Focus on that smooth breathing. At this point of the stretch, your legs probably feel fantastic. Feel nice and mobile. Alright? So from here, at this point, what we're gonna do now is one more lower body stretch, and then we're gonna transition into a few upper body stretches, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so just 10 more seconds on this side. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now we're gonna do one of my favorite stretches, the 90-90. So what does that mean? One leg 90 degree, the other leg 90 degree. This looks weird, but trust me, it's easy to get into. You start here, you drop one leg, drop the other. Now what we're gonna do, lean forward, and you're gonna just alternate, boom, right? Alternate, the dynamic fashion of it. Just keep alternating the sides. You're gonna notice it's gonna help open up. You're mobilizing the inner groin, but you're also mobilizing the glute muscle right here, that piriformis, which is the big muscle another muscle that gets extremely tight since we're sedentary most of the time. So the same thing, just switching side to side. Boom. Boom. Alright, now the static hold. We're gonna do one side first. Hold, nice and easy. Focus on deep breathing. And same thing, same concept applies with the lunge stretch. Lengthen that back position. I don't want you to just be rounded and kyphotic. Broad. Show off that S on the chest. Show them why you're Superman or Superwoman. Alright? Same thing. Nice and smooth with the stretch. Don't overextend yourself and put yourself in a compromised position. Make sure you feel comfortable with the stretch and slowly ease your way into it as you continue with your breathing. You got another 15 seconds left. Nice and smooth. Oh man. Now we're gonna switch in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Other side. Same exact concept. We're here. Boom. Nice and easy. Once again, be very mindful. Like I said with all of the other unilateral movements when I was doing the hamstring one. Be mindful of which side may feel tighter. Try to notice over the duration of you doing your daily stretching to see if you have one side that's maybe a little tighter or a little looser than the other. You know, and then spend maybe a little bit more time on the side that you feel that's a little tighter, and then go from there. And you'll notice over time maybe the other side for whatever reason is tight. And also try to analyze what's going on in the body. What is it that you're doing day to day? Maybe, you know, with work, or maybe even in your exercise. Like, are you doing the exercise wrong? That you may have one side that's a little tighter than the other. Maybe your posture is off. There could be several different things that lead into this. Okay? So next stretch, we're gonna do one of my favorites. Cat-cow, nice and easy. Another dynamic one. Boom. Open up. So we roll, and then we open up right there, nice and smooth. Roll. Roll. Open up. This is really gonna help open up your entire back, the upper and the lower. Really focusing on tucking the tailbone in and rolling, and then arching the back and opening up the chest. Really be also focused on the breathing. Breathe in. Breathe in. And one more. Alright. So that was 15 minutes. But I got one more good one for y'all, and we're gonna do that as soon as I'm able to get my timer. I will edit this out, don't worry. So, alright, so hopefully I was able to edit out a certain portion of it. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do one more stretch. It's gonna be a static stretch. And it's gonna be done right here on our sofa. This one's really gonna help open up our shoulders, open up our chest, and open up our mid-back. So it's just one simple stretch, which there's gonna be a dynamic one and a static variation. So that being said, I'm gonna walk you guys through it right now. Hit the timer, 2, 1. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get on our knees, our arms fully extended. So straighten out those elbows. From here, you're gonna lean in, and notice, don't arch your back. Tuck that pelvis under you. Lean in and then open up. Nice and smooth. You're gonna notice this is really gonna help open up that mid-back. It's gonna open up those shoulders. It'll even open up the chest. It's a very, very fantastic stretch. It'll also help open up right here, those lats. Nice and easy. Really think about controlled breathing on this one. Nice and smooth. Alright. You got 5 more seconds to do. And then the same concept applies. Boom. Right there. Now we're just gonna hold. Nice and easy. And now the beautiful thing about this stretch, you can easily turn it into a unilateral movement or unilateral stretch by just leaning more towards one side. Right? Lean more towards one side. Hold that for a little bit. And then you can do the other side. Hold that for a little bit. Once again, very important to address any asymmetries that you feel. I notice for myself in this position, my right shoulder is a little tighter than my left, and that's because, you know, of my pec strain. But that being said, I'm very mindful of it. So I put a little bit more emphasis and a little bit more flavor on opening up that right shoulder capsule. But I also give the left a little bit of love as well, right? It's very important that you address both sides and just don't completely neglect one side because the other side is extremely tighter, all right? Very important, make sure you always do both. All right, 3, 2, and 1. And we are good. Nice. All right, my beautiful people. So that was the total body mobilization for beginners. Pretty much anybody could pick this up and do it. It took, what, a little over, I say 18 minutes, right? Under 20 minutes. So come on, like I'm sure everybody has at least 20 minutes in their day to spend a little bit of time to do a little bit of mobility work to make sure that they feel, you know, limber, they feel loose, and they feel good. But with that being said, you know, if you really liked this video, you enjoyed it, you found it helpful, and if it really did help you out in terms of addressing any mobility issues, be sure to let me know down below, comment down below, Will, this was fantastic, thank you so much. And also leave a like if you appreciate it. Also let me know if there's anything similar to this or any sort of health, fitness, or wellness topics that you would like me to go over next. But with that out of the way, subscribe if you are new, turn on post notifications, and will we trust? Until next time, my beautiful people.